La 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 la. Hi, huge movie fanatic Nate reporting in late August 2014 with a very short trailer review for Amityville, The Awakening. I'm coming to you, as I said, on late August 2014, and it's like really unseasonably like humid and warm and hot, and you can probably hear like the August sounds just going crazy. Obviously, the warmer it is, the crazier they'll go, and it's really, since it's not usually this warm this time of year, this late in August, you never really hear August night sounds at their fullest, and I think this was their fullest. So let's just briefly hear them for a second. I like nighttime sounds. So let's get on with it. Amityville, The Awakening. I think that's what it's called, right? I think so. I never heard anything about this until I pretty much go to blue-ray.com every day, and there was a news blip about it, about the trailer having come out for Amityville, The Awakening. And obviously I don't believe any Amityville movie ever came out since the remake that came out in, I don't even know when the hell it came out now, but it was quite a while ago, with whoever and whoever else in it. What the coolest thing would have been is if that guy's son, I can't remember his name, but the guy who was actually in the original Amityville Horror, if his son would have been in it. Now that would have been cool, but I think the casting was, okay for the Amityville remake, but whatever. I mean, having him in it still would have sucked anyway. So, long story short, I didn't know anything about Amityville, a new Amityville, until I saw that news blip on blue-ray.com, and I checked out the trailer, and I'm like, I can't remember, I think it said in the news blip that Jennifer Jason Leigh was in it. I'm like, oh, I remember her. I mean, I can't remember the last time she was in something like in the theater, so that's kind of interesting. She's alive, apparently, or at least when they made this movie, and, good for her and stuff. And like I say, I don't know when the last time she was in the theater was, so that's kind of interesting. But we'll just get right down to it. Not a lot to say. I mean, when I was like 14 years old, like 14 and on, like 14 was a big year for me, discovering a lot of horror movies and different new horror series like Basket Case and Amityville Horror and Exorcist and all kinds of stuff I discovered when I was 14. The summer me being 14, it was a big year for me for discovering new franchises, new horror franchises, and all this and that. So it was really an exciting year and perfect age to just devour all that stuff. So the Amityville movies, like the first three is which I would consider the only ones that are really necessarily watchable, have a special place in my heart, and I'll probably review at least the first three Amityvilles this fall as a part of my amazing fall theme, Halloween scary movie theme related. I review horror movies all year, but I can step it up maybe a notch because it's gonna be September and October and all that. So expect at least that first three Amityville, maybe four just for fun or something like that, reviews of those movies. I reviewed the Blu-ray of Amityville 3D last fall, but I didn't review the movie. So expect that. So anyway, gosh, why don't I talk about the trailer? Wasn't really digging it because it's that kind of grudge, like just pretty much the grudge-themed, grudge-inspired kind of just present, 21st century scary stuff. And it's just like, the coolest thing to me about the whole trailer and of the movie is that they actually, built an exterior facade. They actually built, for the very first time, as far as I know, I haven't seen all like the direct-to-video Amityville sequels, excuse me, but as far as I know, for the very first time since Amityville 3D, we actually get to see like the exterior. They built a fake facade, which looks great. the exterior of the original house as used in the first 3 movies. So that, for me, that this movie gets huge points, points just for that. And to be honest, based on the trailer, that's probably the only points that this movie's going to get, or the only good thing about the movie. Jennifer Jason Leigh's probably like a single mom or whatever, got a daughter, like a goth daughter, and some invalid son or whatever has got to be connected to tubes and whatever, and move into the house, and oh boy, you know, all hell breaks loose. Kurtwood Smith looks like he's in it as well, and very, like I say, I was like, oh, you know, I don't know, I mean, you know, the best thing about the whole trailer was just like those brief shots of the exterior of the exact reproduction of the house from the first 3 movies was just, it was just awesome to me. It was like, yeah, man, that's cool. Because that, you know, as far as I know, unless it's in some of the other sequels, which I doubt, like I say, it's been over 30 years since we've seen that house, so that's really cool. So will I see it? Maybe if I can see it like for super cheap $5 showing, possibly. It's going to be January 2nd when it comes out, you know, right, you know, one of the first movies of the new year. Starting off, you know, looks like starting off 2015 wonderfully with Amityville: The Awakening, but maybe I'll see it for shits and giggles, like I say, if I can find it for $5 or something like that. I'm sure, you know, I'll pretty much be the only one in the theater, so even if it's, you know, yeah. So I guess maybe that'll do it for my very brief review of the Amityville: The Awakening, review of Amityville: The Awakening trailer. More basically pretty uninspiring and uneventful looking, but what are you gonna get from an Amityville post, you know, 3D? I mean, you know. I guess just to save time, maybe we'll just leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching. You want to hear these August sounds for a few more seconds? Go ahead. Aren't they cool? Like in the spring there's all kinds of sounds, and then like in midsummer it dies off and it's just pitch quiet, and then like in August these sounds come around. Like I say, if it's not warm enough, though they'll be very minute or not at all. But now it's like unseasonably like humid and hot, and they're going crazy. You can hear them. I love it. Thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.